Hi and welcome to NicheCraft. My name is Cassie and I'm your host. Before we begin making a dishcloth with a extended double crochet, I want to go ahead and remind you guys that I have a channel giveaway going on right now, so go ahead and make sure you check out that after you watch this video. For those of you who are new, don't forget to subscribe. I have a lot of tutorials on this channel and I'm sure you're not going to want to miss out on those. And for those of you guys returning, it's nice to see you again. We are going to be making the extended double crochet stitch today. So what you'll need for this is some cotton yarn. I'm going to be using Sugar and Cream. Okay, and the one that I'm making with is Country Stripes. My yarn is a 4-weight, alright, and I'm going to be using a J-hook with mine because a J-hook is a little bit bigger than the recommended size. That way you guys will see me making my stitches very clearly. All you need to do is get some cotton yarn and a hook that is the appropriate size for that cotton yarn. You'll also need some scissors at the end to bind off. And you'll need some stitch markers if you want to make sure that you keep those rows straight. Whenever I teach a new stitch, I include stitch markers in my tutorial so that everybody's on the same page about where that turning chain is and what the turning chain is versus what the stitch is. All right, guys. Okay, so I'm going to unband this and show you guys again that there are usually some patterns in the middle of these bands, so make sure that you hold on to those. I'm going to start by pulling my yarn from the middle. It's less likely to get bunched up that way. So I've got my yarn with me, I've got my J hook, and I've got my 2 stitch markers. To begin, we make a slip knot and pull, and then put that slip knot on your crochet hook. All right, I'm going to go ahead and chain 23. Okay, and you guys over there, you can go ahead and chain 23 and I will meet you back when I'm done chaining 23. All right, welcome back. I have 23 chains, and now what we're going to do is we're going to skip the first 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to extended double crochet into that 4th chain from your hook. Okay, so to extended double crochet, you yarn over by putting the yarn over your hook. All right, you put your hook in that chain and pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Then you pull through 1 loop. After that, you pull through 2 loops. And after that, you pull through 2 loops again. We've just made our first extended double crochet stitch. I'm going to go ahead and put a stitch marker in this loop right here so that this turning chain will count as our first stitch. Next, we're going to make another extended double crochet in the next loop. You yarn over, then you put your hook through that loop, pull up a loop. Right, you have 3 loops on your hook. First, you pull through that first loop. Next, you'll pull through those 2 loops. And next, you'll pull through the last 2 loops on your hook. Now we have a second extended double crochet. Next, we're going to do an extended double crochet into the next stitch. Again, you yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, okay? Pull a loop through the first loop, then pull a loop through the first 2 loops, and then pull a loop through the last 2 loops. And now we have another extended double crochet. I'm going to go ahead and make a few more on this camera so that you can watch me do it at a more normal or a more usual pace for me. As always, when we are crocheting into this first chain, it is going to be a little bit slower. So what we're going to do is we are going to continue to use this extended double crochet stitch in every single stitch until we reach the end of this row. So I'm going to go ahead and make all the rest extended double crochets until I come to the end of this row so that I can show you how you chain up and start the next row. See you there. Hi, and welcome back. So I am at the end of my first row, and when you're working extended double crochets, your turning chain has to be 3 chains. So when you're done with your last extended double crochet stitch, you'll go ahead and chain 3 and turn. Next, we're going to go ahead and make an extended Next, we're going to go ahead and make an extended double crochet into this first loop. Again, you pull up and you have 3 loops on your hook. Then you pull through 1, you have 3 loops on your hook. You pull through 2, you have 2 loops on your hook, and then you pull through 2 again, and that is your first stitch. I'm going to go ahead and put a stitch marker into this stitch so that I will remember that this is my first stitch and not this turning chain. Also, as I continue to crochet along this row with my extended double crochets, when I come to this end stitch, I will know that this is the last stitch to crochet into and not to crochet into this right here, which was my original turning chain. I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of more extended double crochets for you on camera. And now, hi, so I have finished this second row and I've come to my stitch marker. I'm going to take out my stitch marker now and crochet into this last stitch. Again, I'm going to be doing the extended double crochet. Now I'm going to chain 3 and turn my work. Then I'm going to put my first extended double crochet stitch into this loop right here, right above my last extended double crochet stitch. So I yarn over, pull through, I have 3 loops on my hook, pull through 1, and I have 3 loops on my hook, pull through 2, I have 2 loops on my hook, and pull through 2 again, and that is my first extended double crochet. So I'm going to get that stitch marker again and put it in this first chain here. This first stitch is what I meant, or the stitch that I just made, just completed that stitch, so that when I continue to crochet across, I'm going to continue to know exactly where I put that last crochet stitch. So in order to make the rest of this dishcloth, we're going to continue crocheting across back and forth until we have a square. You'll notice that this particular crochet stitch does crochet up very, very fast, and that's because it's such a tall stitch. For those of you who have done a treble crochet or are wondering about what this stitch is like, this stitch is very, very similar to the treble crochet, and it works up to the same height as a treble crochet. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to work on my project, and I'll see you when my project is done so I can show you how to tie off and weave in your ends. See you then. Hi, so as you can see, I am done with this dish rag. I only had to make 6 rows for it to be square. All right, so we have this dish rag worked up, and I'm going to show you how to bind off and weave in your ends. All right. So I'm just going to pull this tight here. We already have this pulled tight on the other side. And to hide this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my crochet hook and I'm going to go under these 2 loops here. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull this underneath there. Then I'm going to weave it down this side by pulling it down through here and pulling it down through here. Then I'm going to pull it through these 2 loops on this stitch on the row below it. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and pull it through this one. And I'll pull it through this one too. And it is not going to be going anywhere. All right. On the other end, I'm going to go ahead and pull through these loops here with my crochet hook. All right, so I hook onto that and I just pull it through all of those. And it's nice and hidden. Go ahead and clip it. And we have a finished dish rag. Now, if you ever wonder what about this stitch, one thing that is a little tip here is that you can always use this stitch instead of a treble crochet in any pattern. However, I will be providing a tutorial for treble crochet in the future. Right now we have done the extended double crochet stitch and we've made this beautiful dish rag. It's very lightweight, but it works up quick and it gets the job done. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember, there is a giveaway